working in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Fisher. Just 30 minutes ago, county supervisors approved fast-tracking the creation of a low-barrier shelter for Kern's homeless. Supervisors are calling this a homeless shelter crisis. County officials say the planned low-barrier facility would attract homeless who may not consider traditional shelters. Low-barrier shelters would have fewer requirements. Supervisors approved plans for the shelter where homeless people will be allowed to have pets, partners, and possessions. As it stands, the plan is to hold 150 beds, shower units, and wraparound services for those suffering from mental illness and substance abuse. The shelter is said to be equipped with a perimeter fence, surveillance cameras, and 2 security guards.
The number one goal with this facility, number one, is to get people off the street, period.
Some who attended today's meeting expressed concerns, including security and the shelter's proximity to downtown. The new shelter would be on O Street. It would be county-owned and just off Golden State Avenue. 17's Aton Wallace was at this morning's meeting, and we'll have more coming up tonight on 17 News at 5. We've learned the woman killed in the Kern River Valley last month's identity. The county coroner says Nicole Brianne Welch was killed a month ago today. It happened on Paiute Mountain Road. Officials say she died after getting into a fight with someone. There are 2 possible suspects in this case, but KCSO has not confirmed their identities. And the man killed in Wasco yesterday morning has been identified. The shooting happened in the 800 block of Highway 46 just before 2 a.m. yesterday. The county coroner says Jose Ascension Garcia was shot and killed. If you have any information on either homicide, call the sheriff's office at 861-3110. 2 people are without a home after a fire destroyed their house. It all happened around 10 o'clock on Carl Lane. That's in a neighborhood off the 178 between Mount Vernon Avenue and Oswald Street. Bakersfield firefighters say 2 people who lived in the home safely escaped. No injuries were reported. Now to the latest on the massive and destructive wildfires breaking out across the state. First, we're talking about the Getty Fire. Flames broke out early yesterday morning off the 405 freeway in Sepulveda Boulevard. That's not too far from the Getty Museum. So far, it has burned more than 600 acres and is only 5% contained. It is threatening 10,000 homes and businesses. About half a dozen homes have already been destroyed by this fire. Yesterday, part of the 405 freeway was shut down because of the blaze. The lanes reopened around 7 o'clock last night, but CHP says the ramps were still shut down. Firefighters have not been able to report, they've just updated and says that it is 5% contained. Meantime, the largest fire burning in the state is the Kincaid Fire, and it continues to grow. The fire is burning in Sonoma County. It's more than 75,000 acres. That's more than 117 square miles. It's burned more than 100 structures, 57 were homes, and it is only 15% contained. And the fires and more are contributing to poor air quality that has forced the National Weather Service to issue an air quality alert. Officials are warning everyone to be careful with how you spend your time outdoors. Right now, the air quality is in the moderate range for most areas of the county, but that could change if you're someone with lung disease or other respiratory issues. Take it easy and avoid long-term exposure to the air. The air quality alert was supposed to expire about an hour ago, but it has been extended through Thursday. Homes and businesses in Kern County could see their power turn off once again. Right now, there's no homes and businesses without power from a public safety power shutoff, but that could change. Starting tonight in Kern County, more than 15,000 homes and businesses serviced by SoCal Edison could see their lights turn off. Hundreds of homes and businesses in Tehachapi and unincorporated areas of Bear Valley Springs could see their lights turn off tonight. 205,000 SoCal Edison customers are under consideration across the state. Meantime, PG&E is also considering another shutoff triggered by high winds in the forecast. This morning, people across the state already started to lose power. Most of these areas are in the Bay Area, but tonight, people in Kern County could face outages. PG&E says more than 800 people in Kern County could see their power turn off starting at 9 p.m. It's primarily in the Lebec area. All right, let's take a look at your forecast this afternoon because, again, we've been talking about these wildfires up and down the state, and things just keep getting worse, Kev.
Yeah, with all the smoke surrounding us, this air quality alert has been in place, and it's not going to expire until Thursday at 11 p.m. And this is for all of Kern County, and this expands up to the north. So, yeah, best to stay inside as much as you possibly can. And then we also have the red flag warning into the mountain locations. That goes into effect tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. because we are expecting those strong winds once again. 65 in Bakersfield right now with no winds out there. Visibility at 9 miles. So with that haze, dropping visibility just a little bit. You can see lower 70s this afternoon. That will be back into the lower 50s as we approach midnight. Into the mountains, 55 degrees right now. Humidity at 21%. A light northwest wind at 16. Visibility is good. And right now, the only winds we're seeing is a little bit of a breeze, as I just mentioned, out near the Tehachapi area, with the strongest winds out in the desert near Rosamond at this time. And temperatures in the mountains today will be in the upper 50s, and then we'll be sliding them back into the upper 30s after midnight. Colder air into the desert as well. We'll talk more about these winds coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. Harrowing video from New Jersey after a small plane crashes into a home. Take a look at this. This is in Colonia, New Jersey. The FAA says a Cessna 414 crashed into a home about 4 hours ago. The crash happened in a heavy residential area with tree-lined streets. At the time of the crash, Linden Airport, that's the closest observation site to the incident, reported a visibility of 2 miles, calm winds, and a ceiling of 700 feet. No word on any deaths or injuries. Now to some incredible video of a ruptured fire hydrant in central Bakersfield. Now check this out. A ruptured fire hydrant gushing water onto Buck Owens Boulevard north of Rosedale Highway last night. It happened just before 7 o'clock. According to Bakersfield police, a Chevy truck hit the hydrant and the driver took off. No one was injured. The Kern County Fire Department responded to make repairs and turn off the water. Well, we are just 2 days away from Halloween, and that means it is almost time for our Sunrise Spooktacular. We're hosting our annual event on Thursday morning, and all the fun is going to be happening outside of our studios at 5 a.m. There will be giveaways, candy, hot chocolate, some coffee as well for the adults, and a Halloween costume contest. And all you have to do is show up, and you have chances to win prizes like Disneyland tickets, a bike from Snyder's, and a lot more. It's all happening right outside our studios Halloween morning from 5 to 7 a.m. And we really look forward to seeing you out there. It's a really fun day. Well, eating lunch alone? Turns out you're not alone. Why a new trend of dining solo is taking off, and how restaurants are taking notice. Welcome back. A growing trend to tell you about. More and more people are eating alone. Restaurants and food companies are taking notice. The experts say this is driven partially by the growth of single-person households, with millennials getting married later in life. But NBC's Joe Fryer found this is something happening at all age levels. And solo diners say they do it because they like it.
Those who eat alone are not alone, whether in the grocery aisle.
Sometimes I find eating alone is a breath of fresh air.
Or a trendy restaurant.
I do. I have a family, but I dine solo often.
Why is that?
I'm good company.
Whenever I get a little moment to snatch some delicious food on my own, I celebrate it.
Research shows Americans eat 45% of all meals alone, a number that has been steadily rising. Hectic family schedules are certainly one reason, but many say they actually relish solitary suppers because they can order what they're craving.
Yeah, and then I don't have to compromise with what I want and what anybody else wants. My husband and my daughter like to eat lots of things that aren't on my diet.
Paige Parsons-Roach says it's important to plan at least one sit-down meal a week with her family, but the rest of the time they're often on their own. To her, solo dinners are an experience, a chance to savor quality food and take in the ambiance.
Sometimes I'll just kind of sit and meditate and be sort of quiet, even though I'm eating. It's like a meditative moment.
Here at Gracias Madre, a popular restaurant in West Hollywood, they've even noticed more patrons making reservations for one in advance.
Some people want to be tucked away in a corner, they want to get cozy. Other people want to be sitting at the bar. They want that community aspect.
As eating solo has become more socially acceptable, restaurants have made adjustments catering to those who dine alone. And the changes aren't just happening in restaurants. There are all kinds of new options for solo meals that can be made easily in your own home. This ain't your parents' frozen TV dinner. Food companies are changing their packaging and portions with more portable options for those on the go, easy-to-eat bowls mixing all the ingredients together, and single-serve sizes fit for shoppers eating smaller meals more frequently.
So I don't overeat and, portion controlled, and it's convenient.
Experts say customers want restaurant quality at home with healthier options fit for various lifestyles, organic, vegan, keto, gluten-free, and more.
You just pop it in the microwave and I'm good.
As for restaurants, they're adapting through design. EP and LP in LA Hotspot has a communal bar and a chef's counter, giving parties of one options for socializing.
If you choose to engage with a chef or a server or a bartender, sure, you can have that conversation, but equally you don't have to talk to anyone.
For those dining out, going solo is in.
That was Joe Fryer reporting. That could not describe me more. I love being able to just dine alone. What about you, Kev?
Well, I like the company, but if I have no other option, it's kind of nice to be tucked away a little bit. Then you can eat and maybe read or do a social media. I don't read, so that's not happening. A little social media here and there. All right, let's talk about your forecast. And right now, 65 degrees in Bakersfield, 64 to the north in Delano. So basically in the mid-60s for all valley locations. And then we have 50s and 60s into the mountains right now. 55 in Tehachapi, 65 for Lake Isabella. So great start to the afternoon. Wasco right now, sunny, a little hazy, 64 degrees out in Arvin. Also seeing a little bit of a haze, 52 degrees out that way. And then Golden Hills, we've got clear skies currently at 57. Nothing really to show you on the satellite and radar for California. Still in the clear, even along the coastal areas. A nice day ahead. Temperatures right now into the 60s for the most part, except down in LA, 70 degrees right now. In fact, LA is warmer than Vegas, where we usually see heat. They're at 58 right now. And daytime highs today, right near 70 in Sacramento, Fresno at 71, mid-70s for Los Angeles, and Vegas only going to be looking at the 60s. That's because some cold air is coming in out of the north. That's going to affect our desert areas as we head into tonight and tomorrow night as well. There's a freeze warning that will be in place. But the real headline here has been the winds, and we've been tracking those winds for days, getting a little bit of a break today, but those winds are really going to pick back up tomorrow as we see a surface high just to the east of us. Another low drops out of the north, so those Santa Ana winds are going to pick up once again down to the south. High wind warnings in place, and we're also going to be seeing those winds into the Kern County mountain locations as well, and that means fire danger will increase, as you can see here on our fire weather map. The red, the orange, indicating the extreme high fire risk. That'll be in place tomorrow, and this model goes through Thursday at midnight. We'll see if we have to extend that, and with the watches and warnings, we have the high fire weather warning in place through midnight on Thursday, goes into effect tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And then we also have the red flag warning to the south, along with this orange area down in LA. All the way to the east into San Bernardino County, that is a high wind warning. So we have a high wind warning and also a red flag warning for areas to the south. They're already dealing with fires, and now tomorrow is going to be a very dangerous situation for fire weather. Here's a look at what we can expect in the ridings. Mountain winds will pick up, I expect, tomorrow. The fire danger risk, as we talked about, through midnight Thursday. And then we get another ridge of high pressure builds back in by the weekend, and temperatures will warm back into the upper 70s. So let's talk about today. Sunny skies, a light wind out there out of the northwest, 5 to 10. Temperatures will be into the 70s all around the valley. And then tonight will be in the 30s and 40s, so another chilly one ahead. And then for the mountains, sunny, a little breezy, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, near 70. Into the Kern River Valley, a northwest wind 15 to 25 throughout the afternoon. Could see some gusts near 45 through the passes. And then for the desert, sunny, breezy, and a very cold night ahead. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour, 69 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast. Tomorrow still hazy. The air quality alert still in place. Halloween Thursday, a high of 70, then upper 70s Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then for the mountains, we talk about the winds. They should start to calm down by late Thursday into your weekend, upper 60s. And then for the Kern River Valley, also warming you up into the 70s by this weekend. But really, thing to watch will be the winds tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. All right, thanks so much, Kev. All right, well, still to come, it has changed our lives for half a century. Today, celebrating a big milestone.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back and taking a look at Wall Street on this Tuesday. The Dow Jones is down 16 points, NASDAQ down 42, and the S&P 500 is up, or is down 1, I should say. And taking a look at oil prices, West Texas Intermediate is at $55.50 a barrel, and Midway Sunset is at $59.56 a barrel. Well, we can't imagine our lives without it. The internet turning 50 years old today. 50 years ago, the first message was sent over a network of computers that would later become known as the internet. The message, the word LO, not for lo and behold, but for login. That command didn't quite get typed out before the primitive computers crashed. Here's NBC's Harry Smith.
By the mid-1980s, personal computers were becoming more common. But to connect, you had to use a telephone line. Software was primitive, and cell phones were, well, they were the size of a suitcase. And the World Wide Web, WWW, did not come into existence until 1989. As machines became more sophisticated, the word Internet began to creep into our collective vocabulary.
Allison, can you explain what Internet is?
That was 1994, 26 years after the Internet first came to be. In 1997, fully half the households in America which were connected to the Internet were using AOL.
You've got mail.
America Online. We were getting connected by the millions, oftentimes to complete strangers. Cupid was online too.
He did not know how old I was until the day before we met.
She used to just say, oh, I'm a few years older, I'm a few years older.
And where all those people were gathered, there was money to be made.
Investors are really trying to hitch their wagon to all things Internet.
Suddenly the words Silicon Valley were on everyone's lips.
Internet companies are the hottest and most profitable investments in a generation.
And in the year 2000, the dot-com bubble burst.
Most dot-com retail companies will be out of business by next year.
But while investors cried over their losses, inventors and entrepreneurs kept improving ways to use the Internet.
The Google search engine has gotten so popular, it's given rise to something called Googling. That's where you type in the name of a friend to see how many times he or she shows up on the Internet. And then there's self-Googling, where you type in your own name, G-E-O.
The power and speed of the Internet made a lot of things obsolete. A show of hands, please, for all who remember encyclopedias. Among the books you no longer bought were the ones sold in stores.
We're trying to create something entirely new, something that the world hasn't seen before.
First a bookseller, then a purveyor of just about everything.
Actually, all orders do need to be placed online.
Thanks to or because of the Internet, Amazon has moved into our households.
Alexa, how many ounces are in a cup?
It's worth noting how the popularity of the name Alexa has dropped significantly. By the mid-2000s, smartphones exploded into the marketplace. The first iPhone?
There we go, right there.
In 2007. Just about that time, Facebook entered the scene.
Connecting with friends is something that everyone needs to do, and Facebook lets people in all different demographics all over the world do that.
Connectivity. We wonder if 50 years ago anyone imagined an America where we spend so much time on screens, as much as 12 hours a day, including TV. The first electronic connector was Samuel Morse. His message across a telegraph line in 1866, "What hath God wrought?" What indeed.
That was Harry Smith reporting. Well, it's the week with all the candy, but what do you do with all the leftovers? We'll explain how you can donate your excess sweet treats to some kids in Kern County. All right, welcome back to 17 on Set. Joining me this afternoon, I should say, is Sid Awesome and Tyler Poole with Awesome Fitness, here to talk about their Halloween candy drive. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
So we got Halloween coming up on Thursday, and all week long, I'm assuming, because I'm already seeing it, kids are just getting all of those treats, because it is the week of candy. Now, on Friday, after Halloween, November 1st, that's when you're left over with all the Halloween candy, and a lot of it obviously doesn't get used, or sometimes parents want to limit how much candy their kids receive. But you've got this Halloween candy drive going on for after Halloween. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we're doing actually an annual leftover Halloween candy drive. Okay, we've been doing it for the last 2 years. It's for extra candy that's left behind.
Right.
Like you said, the parents want to limit the candy that the kids have.
So at least we do as trainers.
Right. Right. So I know that everyone gets big old bags of candy, but maybe bringing it down to the gym and share it with the community that the kids that are not getting the candy can have some candy.
And you did this last year, and you said that you had like more than
Correct.
37 pounds of candy.
Yeah, we dropped off nearly 40 pounds of candy. So what we do is we take all the candy that we collect, goodies, etc., and we take them down to the KCNC. That's the Kern County Network for Children. They've got the Dream Center right down the street from here. And that's who we delivered the candy to last year. That's who we're going to be delivering the candy to again this year.
And so you're asking for candy to be dropped off between now and Saturday, but the big event's coming up on Saturday.
Correct. So we're having what we call our awesome anniversary. It's actually our second year in this new facility, and it kind of coincides with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to be having a big party open to the community from 3 to 6 p.m. at our facility. We encourage everyone to come on down. It is going to be a family-friendly event. Barbecue, games. We want everyone to dress up in their Halloween costumes, but bring that extra candy down. You've already had your treats, so bring them on, and
it's the
we're going to pass them
post-Halloween
along.
party. Right?
That's kind of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But we just really want to show people kind of what we're doing at Awesome Fitness. We feel like we're doing something different there. So we just kind of want to show people what we built and who we are, and invite you to come down and be a part of something really cool this weekend.
And drop off all that excess candy. So again, this is all happening between now through Saturday, and you can donate your candy to Awesome Fitness. They're located at 1810 Art Street. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're back with more after this.
Welcome back. We are 269 days until the summer 2020 Olympics. Today, Tokyo unveiled the new
Ariac. I had to look that up today.
Not even going to try.
It's the new Ariac Gymnastics Center, which will host gymnastics and other events during the Tokyo 2020 Games. So you'll be hearing it a lot come next summer.
I'll get it right by then.
Yeah, the 12,000-seat venue, whose construction was completed last week, has no pillar in the performance area. The central element of the architecture is a 300-foot span local larchwood roof that arches over the building's core. The venue, located in the Ariake district of the Japanese capital that will host many other Olympic events, will be also used as an exhibition center when the games are over. So the venue will host the 34th FIG Trampoline Gymnastics World Championships in November. So it's
at least
really,
they have a plan. Like when the Olympics are done, we're going to repurpose it for this because there's so many venues.
Yeah.
That don't.
And by the way, you can watch the Olympics only on TV 17.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
A lot of great things to come during the 2020 Olympics.
Yeah, so we're really excited for that. And of course, that's coming up in 269
days.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for 17 News at noon. We'll see you back here for 17 News at 5.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.